this is probably, what I hear most commonly with women. They, leave me comments in some of the comment sections of my videos on YouTube, or they email me, and it's typical for them to be attached to a man who's not quite doing the job or not stepping up, or maybe he's flat out told her that he's not ready for a relationship, but she just has such strong feelings for him. Usually women in this situation are not that attracted to that many men. And I was totally this way myself. And so I know this resonates with me. I'd be curious to hear from everyone watching this. They're not attracted to that many men. So one guy comes along, they finally have feelings for someone. They're finally attracted to this guy. And so they don't want to detach, right? So what I would have a woman do who's in this situation is take everything that you want from this man, maybe write it down. What has your experience dealing with this man? What desires have you given birth to as a result of that, right? How about a man who wants to be with you as much as you want to be with him? A guy who's reliable and dependable and intentional. That was a huge one for me. An intentional guy who doesn't just want to waste your time for years and years and years in a casual relationship where you see each other, a couple times a month. A man who's moving things forward. So for everyone listening, I'd love to hear your list of what, dealing with this man has caused you to know a lot about what you want, likely, and also a lot about what you don't want. So you need to become a match to those qualities that you want in order for this man to step up. And I have seen that happen. If you are, raising your own value in your own eyes first and not accepting anything less than what you truly want and deserve, right? Either he will step up or he will fade away. And a man who is a match to those qualities will come right in. So does that make sense? Becoming a match to the qualities that you actually want and detaching from this belief that it has to be with this one man because I might never feel this way about someone else ever again. Am I making sense here?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I think we can get hyper focused on one person, especially if you have the experience when you're not that attracted to that many men. So then when one does come along, we can get attached to him and who he is and who we think he is and who we think he might become in the context of a relationship. And we can even develop a bit of a fantasy around this person. And so then we can almost create an anxious attachment to him and to the outcome of the relationship. And we can become hyper focused on him. So it can be hard to even see the possibility of anyone else. And what I think you're saying, if I understand you correctly, is if you're in that kind of a situation, take what you really like and appreciate from this experience, from this man, and also think about those things that maybe aren't there. Take that all forward and create a list in your mind on paper of what you really want. And you focus on moving toward that and also looking at yourself and saying, am I energetically in that place? Am I valuing myself enough that I'm going to invite that kind of a person into my life?
You got it. Yeah, absolutely. I'm glad it was clear. And that's the first time I've really ever sharing anything like this. And it's just so important. Yeah. So what is it that you want to feel in your ideal relationship, and not what do I need to do to get this guy into me enough, right? Or get him ready to commit or whatever it is. We've all been there. I'm laughing because I have certainly been there and it just doesn't work. I know for everyone watching who's tried that, it just doesn't work. You have to become a match to those qualities that you want. And then stop engaging on this lower level. Stop accepting crumbs. Stop putting yourself on hold for a man who's not doing the same for you. It's like, it just breaks my heart thinking about women who are dreaming about this man who's not dreaming about her right back. You have to become a match to yourself and kind of mate with your own soul, meaning what do you want to feel in your ideal relationship or just in life in general, and trust that there is absolutely not just one man, but lots of amazing men out there who would be thrilled to have you as that special woman in their hearts and meet your needs. And there are so many men like that out there. But if you're engaging with men on this lower level, you're not going to see those guys. You're not going to be attracted to those guys. That's why it's important to do the detaching first, right?
Yeah, and not only are you not going to see those guys, but you're also going to have your confidence level going down. Like the more we settle for crumbs or less than what we really want, and the longer we do that, the more we start losing confidence in ourselves and belief in what we deserve. And it can even be a phenomenon where we start to kind of wonder about our own judgment. These women that are saying, I always pick the wrong men.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, no, did you really pick the wrong man? Or did you choose to allow someone to stay in your life who wasn't really meeting your needs and who really wasn't stepping up?
It's so true. Yeah, it can erode your self-esteem. Something I've been saying for years is the danger of accepting crumbs, or sometimes even begging for crumbs, right? Is you start to believe that that's all you deserve. You said that becomes your new normal, right? So where if an available guy comes along ready to shower you with love and commit to you, and right, that starts to feel like too much. That starts to turn you off because what's familiar to you is, crumbs, a man who's not available, a man who is like, there's always something preventing him from committing to a real relationship. So yeah, it's really important, really, really important. I always say, what you teach people how to treat you by the behavior you're willing to accept, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And anytime we find ourselves in this mode of thinking or doing Google searches or whatever the case may be, when we're saying like, how do I make a man do this? Or how do I get him to do that? Or that sort of thing. I think that's a sign that you're probably in one of these relationships where it's kind of a relationship of deprivation. You're feeling like deprivation, because the truth is, when the right man shows up, he's going to show up and be intentional. And it's not going to be like you feel like you have to be dragging him along or pushing the boulder up the hill like you described it. It's going to be like he's showing up like he wants to put forth the effort to spend time with you, to get to know you, to invest his energy and attention with you. It's not going to be this confusing like struggle, push me, pull me kind of thing. And so if we're feeling like, well, how do I make him do this? Or how do I get him to do that? I think that's automatically a sign. If you're thinking that way or doing the Google searches that way, or clicking on the clickbait that has that kind of a title, that's probably not the direction you want to go.
Yeah, absolutely. And of course, I understand that tendency. I think we've all been there where we just want this guy to step up. I call it betting on potential. We kind of fall for how great it could be if he were available or ready to commit, or if they were into us enough, it would be so great. But it's just not. I mean, typically men like that, when they're ready to partner, if they ever become truly available for a relationship, they kind of end up partnering with someone else, because when a guy is into you, he's kind of into you, right? He makes it happen. So if a guy's not making it happen, that's a big clue that he's not the right man for you, at least not right now.
Right, right. Yeah, very well said. So that if word is a really big word. If you say, if he were available, if he were ready to commit, if, again, if you find yourself thinking like that, it's probably a pretty good sign that he may not be the right man for you, that he might not be ready. And like we said earlier, this doesn't mean that he's a bad guy. It just means for whatever reason, he may not be ready or be the right guy for you. And so you, as a woman of high value, you want to be in tune with what is right for you, and not have your value determined by what any one man is or isn't doing, and make your choices based on what feels right and best for you, and being true to what you want in your life.
Absolutely. I love everything you said. So important. So important. It's amazing how quickly things can start to shift too. Once you put both feet into yourself, you're going to attract men who want to put both feet into the relationship as well. I certainly experienced that in my own life. And when you're 1 foot in and 1 foot out in your own dreams and desires, like if you're just not really ready to put yourself out there, so you're staying stuck on this one man, you're going to attract and be attracted to men who are 1 foot in and 1 foot out of the relationship. Something I talk about all the time is you're attracting a mirror image of your own masculine energy. So if you're not fully committing to yourself and your own dreams and desires and your, desire for a great relationship, you're going to attract men who don't want to commit to you. It's all related, probably a topic for a whole nother video, but it's important to keep that in mind. It's not about how do I get this man to step up? It's where am I not taking a stand for what I truly want and deserve, and acting according to that belief that I absolutely deserve all the love I desire, and that it's a guarantee to you. You can have it if you want it.